Howdy, guys. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's been a while. Sorry that I've been away for so long, but I'm back. Um, let's see. All right, so there we go. Uh, Sorry, I've been gone for a while. Just real world stuff. Had to deal with some of that stuff, but I'm back. I'm here to talk to you guys of where I'm at, updates with the book, what's going on in my little noggin in terms of the book. Schedule that I'm kind of working on right now, and then what I've actually learned a little bit, if that makes sense. And then scheduling for a couple things. Oh, and then I want to show you some art that unfortunately I couldn't find last time. It was just some of the stuff that TJ sent to me, and I just wanted to show you guys because he deserves all of the credit and that stuff for just starting the Diet Braid series. So let's just kind of pick up where we left off. So essentially, just I'm at 8,000 words right now, which I'm a little bit behind just because unfortunately life happens. But what I've learned so far is details matter. One, and two is that this is a lot harder than I thought just to write things. I knew it was going to be hard, I knew it was going to be a challenge, but just writing in general is very, very hard because I'm used to writing reports. It kind of is a little bit different when you're writing a report of a crime scene rather than a report of what's kind of going in your head. So there's only so much detail that you can put in a report. So, if not the report, you literally write a book. So it's important to have detail, but know when to stop. That's what I've also learned. Sometimes I find myself, I don't know if I'm going down a rabbit hole and I just sit there for a couple minutes, and that just it kind of stops me from developing or going further into that idea. So just kind of things to think about, whenever you start writing your own book as an author, and just things to think about. But I like where this is going. It's just kind of we need to find that sweet spot, and finding that sweet spot is kind of difficult right now, if that makes sense. So that's where I'm at with that. Details. So yeah, like I said, details matter. Oh, and I'm actually pulling a lot of stuff from D&D. TJ's helping me out because I'm not with copyright laws. I just don't know what to pull, what's free versus what has what D&D has rights to. So he helped me with that, or he's currently helping me with that. One thing that I do want to say is that schedules are important, and it's important to keep a goal. However, when life comes at you hard, it's knowing when to, when you can pick up, because unfortunately, you get that writer's mindset, and you get the light bulb, and you start typing away. But when you excuse me, when you all of a sudden you don't touch the book for 2-3 days, then you gotta read. Unfortunately, you gotta go back and say okay, and then you gotta get the juices flowing again. That's kind of what I've unfortunately had to kind of go by, and just like not get so I'm reading the comments, but let me finish my thought, and then I'll get to some of the comments we have. So it's just important to keep consistency. That way you don't have, you don't spend the first 10-15 minutes of your day reading what you read last time and just keeping up. So we have a comment here from Brandon. How did the details come up? So essentially pulling. So I pull a lot from real world, just because you that's your inspiration. I mean, at least for me, that's where you kind of pull stuff in and learn to type into words. But I also use a lot of D&D, and then I've recently almost recently picked up Magic the Gathering again, and the lore on that is completely extensive. It's very extensive. So does Lord of the Rings. And Lord of the Rings is a lot of things that I pull out of there. A lot stuff from anime, I pull from there. So it's just when you're reading it and you're seeing okay. And right now I'm kind of struggling a little bit. So in one of the chapters, there's a scene where the scene's it's sexual, but I don't have the experience to write that portion, so it's just learning where that sweet spot is, which is kind of hard, because I'm not very familiar with that. Like I'm good with fantasy, I'm good with like superhero stuff, but when it comes to that portion, and not necessarily to the point of erotic, though this will be it'll be sexual in nature, but just knowing the details of that's where I'm currently struggling with. And it's knowing how to get that right, if that makes sense. So we got another question here from Brandon. Have you created at least a habit of writing? So yes and no. So I want to say the first 2 months were going great. So the first 2 months I got up to essentially where I'm at now, 8,000 words. I want to say over the last 20 days, unfortunately, I've probably put maybe 300 to 400 words in, which is not a lot. But things have calmed down to where the point where I can sit down again and kind of get to it again. So if I stay at the pace of 8,000 words every 2 months, so let's say 16. So start doing the math within a year. Let's see, 12 times what is that? To carry the one. So 16. So that should put me at, my math is right. Correct me. Actually, you know what? I have a calculator. Where's my calculator? So let's see. If I do the math, oh God, where's the calculator now? That's my calendar, not calculator. Okay, so let's see, 12 times 8,000. So that'll put me at 96,000 words by a year, and that I don't know if that'll be enough. I don't know, but definitely trying to keep that habit healthy and just keep a good schedule to it. That's really what I recommend. So what else? What else we got here? Oh, I almost forgot. So guys, right now, Guildify Con is going on, which I highly recommend if you want to learn about writing, which is actually how I'm also learning. Go to guildifycon.com and they also have a Facebook page where you can go and watch. Essentially, it's an online, completely online convention, and it'll help you as a writer. It's definitely helping me out. I'm learning a lot. I didn't even know, I like to consider myself the jack of all trades when it comes to like just knowledge, general knowledge of things. But I'm learning with the writing community. There's a lot I don't know, and it's almost a little too much to take in. But you just gotta take it in chunks. Right now, I'm probably because I'm on a later time. I will be I'll be trying to watch as much as I can, but it's a lot of info and a lot of ideas are surging in the mind. Oh, well, a lot of ideas are surging right now. So it's just again keeping in that habit of just writing. I do have 2 ideas for short story horror that I did talk to TJ about briefly, but I really want to try to see if I can do that. But right now, one story at a time. I put those 2 stories on the back burner, and I might do the Royal Road thing where just put some stories out there. But for now, it's on the back burner. I want to focus on this just because part-time writer and just see where this goes, and then maybe down the road I'll do these 2 things. But I wrote it down all the ideas because it kind of came surprisingly. Inspiration comes where you least expect it. There, at least for one of them, came from a nightmare, and I wrote it as soon as I woke up. I literally wrote it down. I'm like, oh, this is actually a good story that might work out. So like I one of the stories is kind of like an Edgar, from Edgar Allan Poe, a Raven type, dark, type of story. So we'll see how that works out if I get to it after the Dying Breed book. But and then the other one is it's more back into the fantasy genre, something I'm a little bit more comfortable with. So it's again, it's just knowing where to stop. How far in detail do you get with an outline if you do? So I storyboarded, and I have a spreadsheet of where I want to go. My issue, which I'm not there yet, but my issue would be if I do catch up, which I doubt. TJ's a much better, much more efficient writer than I am right now. He can bust out a few thousand words like it's not a problem. But me, if I catch up to book 4, where do I go from there? Because unfortunately, we don't have the ending for book 4, which is where my character essentially shows up. So I have to wait until TJ pumps out book 4 for me to go and finish my book, if that makes sense. So the goal is for a year to have my book out, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's things that happen all the time, but that is the goal. The goal is to have it within a year, at least through final edits, and maybe in the works of having it done. Fingers crossed. But as far as an outline, I literally just reference the spreadsheet that I have, and then go back and also have essentially a the storyboard. I use that and kind of go through it because the idea of this book is essentially it's a prequel, but it would also is also going to run concurrent to the books 1 through 3, and then book 4. That's where my character shows up. So that I need to connect that in a very or try to connect it. That's my goal to connect it so that we're the reader. It'll be its own book if someone decides to read it. However, it could still stand on its own should someone read it. So that's also the idea. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Context. What do you mean by context, Brandon? Kind of help me out here. And if anyone else is out there, please, by all means, kind of don't be afraid to ask questions. Just drinking my coconut water. I like coconut water. Really keeps you. If you didn't know, coconut is the nature's IV. So definitely should try some if you don't like it. It's got bits of coconut in it. It's delicious. You need to context to introduce your character. You need to context to introduce your character. I'm not sure if this is the answer to your question. Then by all means let me know, Brandon. But if it's not, then I'm not sure what statement is here. So, you need context. Yes. So like, okay. So essentially, there's gonna be backstory. There has to be backstory because then people will see, okay, this is what's going on. Then go into the main story. So essentially, there will be there'll be some history, some backstory. I want to say there'll be some backstory into how the characters got where they're at and how they're getting there. So I have which is what I'm doing now, and essentially it's world building really. Which I've learned world building is very crucial, one, for the story. That way people know, hey, like where we're at, what's going on. And I've learned that it's an issue if you don't connect everything, because then you're going to leave gaps. And that's what I'm not trying to do, leave the reader with gaps if they do not decide to read the rest of the Dying Breed. But the goal is to have them read the rest of the Dying Breed so that way they're like, oh, this is good. So they reach back and read the rest of it. Let me see. The ending of book 4 gives context what you can do to introduce your character. So yes, but TJ, so me and TJ have been talking and kind of line up with how I want to introduce my character and how he envisions it, so that way we're on the same page. Because the last thing we need is a retcon. For those of you who aren't into the whole reading reading genre or what a retcon is, essentially it's restarting something that was set in another continuity to do it again, and I don't want that. I want everything to run smoothly and being able to give life and breath to that character. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I always like just the for example, one of the best fantasy writers of all time, Tolkien. I don't know how that man kept all that knowledge on his head. I'm sure his office was a mess with just notes. And I mean, some of his short stories or things that were just meant to be notes ended up being they published them into books, so that way people can kind of peel back what was in his mind. Um, and that's actually how his son kind of continued some of his books afterwards, which just through the notes of his dad. So I just think that's mind blowing to think. And the man created his own language. To create your own language, Elvish, Dwarven, all those languages. He was also, in my opinion, a savant when it came to uh, creating his own languages like that, because it's not easy. And he was also a language major, but still to create a whole language that not a lot of people speak it, but that it people do speak it, and it's not as easy as you think. And has its own diet. It's crazy, mind blowing. Actually, just to think about it, how he came up with the idea to just make up my own language and then people read it. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Brandon. If not, just let me know and I'll try to better elaborate on it. Let me see. So, guys, so down here, obviously the link for the shirts. So TJ is going to work on the website here. It should have been fixed, but I'm not sure yet. And then also, let me put it up here. Should you guys want to start getting a little bit more, here it is, bam, and then click that one up. So should you guys want to support TJ, myself included, I support TJ. So like, hey, Patreon right here, bam. So you get not just the Die and Breed series, but his also, his other series that he's working on, and you get behind the scenes. He's currently working on a story for my character and another character to come up. So that's what we're kind of working on right now. And for those who are in the Patreon, you would have seen the artwork for it and kind of see where we're going with it. So I'm actually excited with it's going to be a short story, almost like a novella that we're going to pump out here soon. Hopefully me and TJ can sit down and kind of get those details up. And he asked me for some information the other day, which I was actually excited when he asked me for it, because I'm like, ooh, we're doing it. So that's where we're at. But yeah, that down here. So just got an update. Sorry guys. So shirts won't be available for now, but give it some time and we will be able to go back up. So give us about a week to get that back up and running. Oh yeah, it makes Guildify. So yeah, that makes sense why we're kind of holding. Okay. So we're just waiting on stuff. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, guys, Guildify Con. So I'm really excited. Oh, I'm also going to be one of the moderators there. So I'll be able to speak to what I would like to call an expert on a certain topic. So I'll have three. So I'll have three. I guess discussions that I will moderate. One being on how to do your own fight scene and like how to properly write down the detail. The other one being on I guess erotica would be the best way to kind of put it, but not necessarily just the genre of erotica, just how to put the right details into a scene. And then a beginner's course. So I'm going to moderate the beginners. I think it's appropriate. Just I can ask questions and I can also get ideas for the book, as I myself am a new author, just writing stuff down. But yeah, I think that's all I have for now off the top of my head. Does anyone have any questions as to what kind of going on? Oh, and hi to TJ. Say hello to TJ, everyone, because he's in chat. So TJ, I'll be hopping on to Guildify once I'm done here. But yeah. So I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. If you guys have any questions for me on like where's the book at, or just where I plan to go here in a little bit with the book. If for those who haven't been in the beginning, just let me know. But I really think that's where I'm at book wise. Hopefully I can, this week is this week is my birthday week, so I'm taking the whole week off. The plan is to kind of work on my book, but also give time to myself to recharge my battery and just like full steam ahead from here. So that's pretty much it, guys. I don't have anything crazy to anything else crazy to kind of do, but that's pretty much it. I do appreciate everyone who's join in into chat and ask questions. We got one question. Here we go. How do you stay motivated? That's actually a very good question. So there's been several times where how can I say this? Where I just hit road bumps and I'm just like scratching my head, like, how do I write this? How do I write this? But I guess the easiest way to kind of do it is like, hey, you're that much, when you're writing, you're that much closer to a finished product. So write what you got to say. And if you don't, TJ has, and I totally agree with him. And if you're in chat, TJ, I think you will agree with me. He said it, just write. It doesn't matter if you write 100 words or 700 or 7,000 words. The point is to write something, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to write consistently, 3 times a week, so that way you're just writing something. It doesn't matter if you you hit that bump, but the point is to write something, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm highly motivated to do it. It's the issue of time, one, because I work a job that unfortunately it's not 9 to 5. It's like last night I was at the office from essentially 7:30 to 7:30. So it's all about consistency being one, and two, just right, whether it be again 100 words or 7,000 word consistency, and you're just that much closer to the finished product. but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm still highly motivated to write it. I'm very excited to see where this takes me. One, because it opens, it's one more tool in the toolbox, as anyone who's in the military had heard that time and time again. And it's just say I did it. Will I make money off of this? Who knows? It's not my goal, to be honest with you. I just want to. I saw TJ do it. I was lucky enough for him to include me into his family for this portion of his life, where it's like, hey, I need someone to read this, and I was like, hey, bam, I'm your guy, and I read it. I'm like, I want to do more, and then this is where I'm at right now, reading and writing my own book, which I would. And to be honest with you, I hated English in high school. I don't know about you guys, but I hated English. I never thought in a million years I would write a book. But it came to me, and I'm excited for it. So like, the edits right now, it's not too bad, but like there's a bunch of comments on like, hey, delete this, take this out. I think you should add more here, and I'm fine with that. So again, I've never thought in a million years I would write my own book, but we'll see where it goes. I mean, I think this is a fun journey, and just having you guys here with me, whether it be two people or 200 people, I think the journey in and of itself is worth the adventure. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna log off because I want to go, and again, I didn't put it here. And I think I'll since I'm going to be on again next week, I will put it on actually, no, we won't be able to. Just go to Gildify. Let me see if I can put it around here. So again, let me see, GildyFiCon.com. So I put it in the comments down, guys. If you're interested, GildyFiCon, that's where you can all that stuff for the books. Where I'm going to be at in the next coming days. So I'll be moderating. So because of the time change, that's another thing. So I'll be moderating the 24th and the 25th. So it'll be 6 p.m. my time. So it should be 12 Eastern time, and then 1 in the morning from my time. Yeah, 1 in the morning my time, and then it should be 8 o'clock Eastern time, and then again at the 25th of October, it'll be 11 o'clock Eastern time, but it'll be 4 o'clock my time. Oh, shucks. TJ in the house, guys. This man, again, guys, support him and everything he does. But again, hey, hop in on Gildify and go support all those creators, guys, because again, you learn, if anyone who wants to be an author, a narrator, a poet, like anything literature related, just drop by, just see what you can learn, and I highly recommend it, just to educate yourself into what it takes to go the distance, essentially, just to put some effort behind it. But with that, guys, yeah, I've been talking already for 40 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Again, I saw a couple people come in and out. I think at our peak, we were at least 10, 12 people. So that's good. It's exciting to, see people hop in and kind of say hello. So yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to hop off. Again, go to GildyFi.com. It shows a list of authors, and then from there, go to either the page on Facebook or actually go to the page on Facebook. That's where they're going live. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for everything. Signing off, and hopefully I will see you guys next week. All right, guys. Peace.